What's up, guys? It is Magi coming at you with some Junior Star League action, and this will be week 1 of the Origins tournament. Now, Origins and Evolutions, there are 2 different categories here. I'm going to clear this up right now. Origins is for Plat 1 and under only. As far as the Evolutions go, that is for Diamond 2 and 3. And from what that basically means, we're just trying to keep games as close as possible and even as possible between MMRs. Now, so what we're going to do is jump into game number 1 of Origins. Week 1. And keep in mind, I am playing in the JSL this season. I will not be covering my own games. It just seems weird to cast the games I've played. So without further ado, game number 1 on Turbo Cruise 84. A map I personally have vetoed almost like instantaneously after I saw it. But in the top right hand corner, at about that 1 o'clock position, the red Zerg Paces from AB. He is Arioch, or Arioch, or Arioch. Sorry if I mispronounced your names. Arioch. I'm gonna go with we're gonna go with Arioch. We're gonna go with that. Or Arioch. I don't know. We should just call him Ari. That'll be his name. Ari. This is Ari, guys. The red Zerg Ari. And pulling an extractor trick in the bottom left hand corner. To get a couple extra drones started up. And it's his teammate Axis in the Arch. Now, I know there is a way to make these colors, actual team colors, but I really don't care, so we're just going to go with it. Now, we do have hatcheries coming down for both players. Was there a spawning pool person here? No, there was not. So, shaking hands here as they are on the same team, being respectful, getting some chat going about this map. Now, this map, featuring them, awesome dancing night elves there. But this map, because that is a night elf dance for World of Warcraft. Sorry, complete nerd moment, but that's sorry. But sorry. No, not really. Anyway, so one thing about this map is we do have these inhibitor zones. The slow zones. Green zones, as some people call them. I don't know why we call them green zones, but I guess they're green. But green usually means go, not stop, and that's what this is. It's slowing you down. Any units that come through here, air, ground, they're immediately slowed. Which is really disappointing. This is one reason I do not like this map, because I don't like the game being slowed down any more than what it was back in, Heart of Swarm days, as we had 6 workers in, and, it took forever. Oh, this is the Slow Fields map. Yes, this is the Slow Fields map, and one like I said, I personally do not enjoy it, but hey, gotta play it, as the tournament does require you to play this map at least once. Keep in mind, maps are decided each week ahead of time for starting map, and then there's loser picks, I do believe. So, here we go. We got, both players just shaking hands. Spawning pools are done. Metabolic boost on the way for both sides. They're playing the gentleman agreement, the macro game. Gonna feel each other out to see who's gonna be the cheekier player, the more aggressive player. We only have one gas so far. No Baneling Nest coming along just yet. Queen's popping out just now. So we're gonna enter the slow game. No pun intended for the map, but the slow game. Overlord, we're gonna come on up here, pop in on the patrol path. It's gonna keep popping in and out here. See if there's anything interesting going on there. This is actually a really smart idea, because it looks like you're just poking. You're gonna come back in later with it. Actually sitting here with a lot of Lings on the map. There is a Baneling Nest on the way for both sides, so both players look to play that Ling Bane game here. It's gonna require a lot of micro, a lot of attention to their units. Let's look to see who's gonna move out first. The unit count here is a little bit higher in Lings, I do believe, for Axis. Yeah, it is 20 Lings to 4, which means he looks like he's gonna be pouring on the aggression here very shortly. Lings coming across the map here. Gonna get here and poke around. He's gonna see all these Lings over here. And here we go. There is the move out. Speed should be finishing up for Axis. It is done. He is on the way. Oh, wait. What's that? You got the metabolic boost? I got news for you, pal. This map don't care about your metabolic boost. There we go. These Lings are gonna dive in here. There are 2 queens on the low ground. 4 queens total. He needs to close off this ramp or get his amazing Baneling connections here. First Banelings do come down and just... Alright, we got some very good connections there, but Lings do clean up that drone line pretty quickly. Queens have fallen on the low ground. Now, you can use 2 queens to block this ramp, which I hope that's what he does. If any lings do slip through here, that could be, you know, a big problem here. But this hatchery getting transfused, it is trying to stay alive. It is not going to be enough, I don't think. It will end up falling. And just like that, Axis already is going to take a bit of an economic lead. You know, he's got his natural down. More lings are flooding across the map. He's looking to make this a quick game. But we do have a response coming out of Arioch here. Arioch. I hope I pronounced that name right. I really do. That's a very interesting name. Here we go. Some Banelings morphing into slow zone. But here we go. Slow Banelings moving in. Trading out a ling for Banelings is what you want to do with them. Especially your hurt lings. If you can trade those out, you'd be in a much better position. He's doing a great job of clearing them out. You know, it is tough to micro this. Ooh. That's the best of trades there. Nope, nope. And that is a lot of Banelings morphing in. There we go. They're going to morph in right here in the slow zone. 2 Banelings are going to make their way in to the cocoons. Let's see where he Axis or Arioch decides to go with these Banelings. He does not detonate on the cocoons, which is good. He still gets a huge detonation there on those lings. And it's not mostly just Banelings here. For Axis, as he is going to make his way across the map. And that's the last of his lings, guys. That's the last of the lings. Meanwhile, Arioch is up on going up to 3 base here. He is trying to, you know, play a little bit more greedy after kind of falling behind it. So one way to coming back is like, if you know you're behind, play greedy. Expand like crazy and just try to play the macro game. If it pays off, you're going to be ahead economically and you'll be able to have so much money. But all these Banelings just running right into that queen, not getting a whole lot done. At the best of use there. Some lings going to dive in here on top of this queen. No focus fire on these drones. This queen should end up will end up falling. A little late on the drone pool. There we go. More lings are coming across the map. Banelings being morphed in. And this is the problem with being aggressive right out of the gate. Because if you lose that entire army that you had going out, you know, if that's all gone, you have nothing to defend. And that's exactly going to be a problem here. As these Banelings are going to waddle their way in. Making their way right for that drone line in the natural. And they will detonate. It's a bit spread out, so they didn't clean up a lot. But here comes the next detonation. The Banelings are falling. Or the drones begin to fall. Don't bunch them up in the corner. Every time I see one of these detonations, it just makes me cringe. It just makes me cringe, guys. Here we go. Some lings getting on top of these Baneling cocoons that are morphing in. They are not going to finish up, which means these cocoons will end up dying. Axis looks like he's going to fall apart here a little bit. Queen popping out here is trying to help clean up the lings here in the natural, but it will end up falling once again. There are about to be some lings popping out here as he is going to play defense. Actually, the roaches. I completely missed a roach war transition. Okay, there it is. Yeah. But now here's the thing. If you're going to go roaches against an opponent who's on 3 base and they see this, you better be ready to kill them. You know, you have to be able to finish the game with the roaches at this point. Because now this is where things are getting interesting. You're down, heavily down to drones right now. You know, you're down 4 workers. It's going to hurt you economically against an opponent who's on 24, on 3 base, can actually max out on lings right now and kill you. If you catch your opponents doing this, guys, and you have the ling count, you can actually run in here and just surround these roaches, kill them all off, especially if you're on equal upgrades. We do have an Evo chamber down. Lair is done here for a roach. I'm wondering if he's going to try any kind of Nidus play. I mean, there's not really any overlords out on the maps to do that with. So if you take a look, looks like he's just going to get his +1 range started. This is something you kind of want to time out with your roaches popping out, though, if you can. Mainly since you have that upgrade advantage on the roach war. Oh, this very slow map. Creep spread getting pushed out there. 3rd base, not really saturated. I would like to see this base start getting saturated. He is just kind of got it down and using the larva for units right now. But in a game like this, where you know, where both players have kind of, you know, slowed down yet again, this is where you just heavily start to drone. You know, make sure you have some army out. Make sure you're producing like a roach or 2 every now and then. But in that cycle, you want to start adding in more drones. And that's where the balance becomes, you know, key. Is finding out exactly, you know, whether or not you can balance Zerg. Zerg, that's what makes Zerg hard, is being able to balance them. Between roaches, or between your army, and between drones. That's what you're looking for, is that key balance between the 2. But here, everything's slowing down a little bit. Everybody's just kind of hanging out. Overseer over here getting picked on. We're going to pick up 2 more gas into natural. I would like to see Axis go up to a 3rd base here. I feel that's going to start to hurt him in the long run, as he is, you know, heavily oversaturated in the main base here. He's going to start to mine out. About the 12-minute mark, we should see the main start to mine out for both players. You know, the 3rd base, it should have been down a long time ago when you had this opportunity to do this. It's like this game just got put on pause. You know, it entered the entire game just became one big inhibitor zone, and now it's just one slow macro game. Here we go, 3rd base on the way down. The banelings over here have been cleaned up, so you will be able to get that 3rd base. Up on the high ground, this is actually a great place for, you know, to take your 3rd. It's on the high ground, means you can kind of control the ramp on both sides. You can get a nice little choke over here. It is flat here, but you can also, you know, choke this off. Taking your 3rd in this, you know, little low ground area. I mean, you have 1 choke here, so, you know, each side kind of pays off. But for a Roach being on 3 base, I'm surprised he's actually behind in drones right now. But keep in mind, these drones are in bases that are heavily oversaturated in the mineral lines. So they're not getting the most out of the mining they can do. But here we go. He is moving out against a 1-0 with no upgrades on these Roaches. I feel this is going to kick him when he comes in here for this fight, guys. If you have more Roaches, sure, you'll end up winning, but I don't know. Here we go. Axe is going to move in here at the upgrades. There are Lings in the mix here to tank for a little bit of this damage. Into Concave. He's walking right into a Concave. He's got to find a way to muscle out of this. With the 1-0 upgrades, I got a funny feeling this is not going to go the way the Axis expects it. As you are fighting into your opponent's, you know, defender's advantage. And with those 1-0 upgrades, it's about going to be all she wrote, folks. There we go. I mean, 3rd base is down, so now he's playing catch up. He just traded out all his Roaches. Army supply is still about even, but I believe some of this is, or do believe some of this, yeah, is in production right now. So he's at 50? Oh. It's amazing just how equal these worker counts are right now, too. I mean, sure, Axis is down by 7 drones, but, like, he's also playing from behind. For the lack of upgrades, I would like to see more drones. You know, there's more armies, something on the map right now, preferably drones. We got 2 Evo chambers popping up there. He's got Hydrogen out. Now the Hydras are going to allow him. Is he building another? Oh, it's no Hydrogen. No, he has that. Okay. So now we're going out of that Roach War into the Roach Hydra, which means we will see the Lurkers after here very shortly. And again, both players it's like, hey man, here, have a free army, and I'll pay the respects to let you catch back up. Worker count is not dead even. Army supply is in favor of Arioch here. Arioch. I don't know how to say this name. Arioch. Arioch. I give up. I give up. But our red Zerg player is going to go ahead and take another base in the top corner up here at about this, you know, 8, 9 o'clock position. Look, man. If you got the money to make Lings and Banelings, what are these actually going to accomplish for you? That's what I'd like to know right now, is what are these Banelings going to accomplish? Is he going to attempt some kind of run-by? Is that the plan? Overseer getting picked off here. I think that's the plan, is he's going to attempt to run by with these Banelings. He's got Baneling speed on the way. And 1-1 coming in here very shortly. This is a very late 1-1. But now, here we go. Arioch is just going to move across the map with his 2-1 Roaches against its opponent 0-0 with the Banelings. And here we go. The 3rd base is immediately under siege. Pulling this army out to defend that 3rd base. The Baneling's going to roll in here. They will clean up 1 Roach. And I think that's it. That's about going to be all she wrote in this game. Upgrades are key in the Roach War. You should see it anytime now. as these units are just, slowly disappearing. I think Axis at this point was just processing what went wrong, what he could have done different. And this was actually a very low drone count game, by the way. Like, it seemed like both players were just scared to drone up. What we got on the production shot? More roaches coming out here. Hydra's coming out. There's a Spire on the way. I'm not too sure about the Spire. I mean, that's definitely more gas units that could be out right now. Like Hydras. You've had a Hydra dead, and I haven't seen a single Hydra from you yet. I'll call this number back in a minute. As soon as this game is over. I really gotta learn to turn my phone off. You're going up to a Spire and you've had the Hydra down. What are you doing? Come on! Make the Hydras! I get why you're making the mutas, mate, but like, he's already countered your mutas. He's got spores out, he's got Hydras out. This isn't gonna work. And you're also heavily outnumbered in the army supply. Kudos for Axis for holding on here, but I love the little catch there. That was a nice little catch, by the way, on the edge of the creep before it disappeared, getting a creep timber down. Here he goes. He is moving out. He's going up into his opponent's third base. He's moving across the map. This army is going to come around and just sandwich him. He needed to make something happen, but it wasn't an F2. It was not an A move with your entire army. Units here are focusing down Overlords. I guess you get a supply cap from there. I guess it works. It's definitely not going to end the way he hoped in game number 1. And there's a GG. And there it is. Game number 1 goes to Arioch. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta make a phone call. So I'll be right back. Political outreach. Alright. So game number 2. Let's load it up and get this show on the road. It is massive ZVZ. Now, fun fact, if you guys go and look in, what you would call it, the Origins, group. There's only one group in Origins right now, guys. And I think it's somewhere along the lines of 6 Zerg and 2 Protoss. So we can see where this group ended up. Real quick. I wanted to play Terran, but they wouldn't let me. I'll have to see if they will let me. But here we go. Arioch in the bottom right hand corner. Currently up 1-0 in the series. Can you close it out? Against his teammate in the Arge. He goes by the name of Axis. I really hope I'm pronouncing that name right, guys. I really do. I don't like butchering names, but that comes with the job of casting. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it. So yeah, nice quiet start again. We're both seeing. It looks like we actually got a pool first over here. Now this is definitely not. This doesn't look about a 12 pool. That's not a 12 pool. He's gonna expand. He's going for his hatchery, which means he is looking to, be a little bit more aggressive while setting up for the possible macro game behind this. This is what I love about this opening: is getting pull first, lets you dictate the pace of this game a little bit sooner than what your opponent would be able to. Like, this pull's only halfway done. There's gonna be lings on the way across the map by the time, you know, that pull is done. There it is. Actually, he made a couple more drones. Ooh, mate. He made a drone into Overlord. I get why you did this, but this is not how you handle this. If you're gonna go pull first, you don't give your opponent time. You know, you don't supply cap yourself. You make sure you leave supply open to make your Zerglings. Okay, there's speed. Let's see if he pulls anything off the gas here just to make mineral, or, you know, produce more mineral faster. Does it look like he will be? Meanwhile, Roach on the other side of the map is looking to play that macro game. He is looking to shake hands, very gentleman-like. Now, the fun part is speed is not that far behind for each other, or either of these guys, but the queens and lings are going to pop out about the same time as well. So, opening pool first here, honestly, isn't going to get too much done for Axis. He's making another Overlord here in his natural base. It was just a very safe opener, you know. Got a ZVZ going on. We have the Terran soundtrack playing. Dude, hold up here. This Terran player going to show you how it's done in the ZVZ. Alright guys, so if there's any kind of feedback to this, you know, please let me know in the chat. I am watching chat, but I will not respond to chat otherwise. Alright, we do have a queen over here trying to get to work. Brenda is coming out to chase down that Overlord. And we're gonna have a move out. What do you do with the lings? I guess the lings were like, we gotta make sure that Overlord goes down. They're like, Overlord guts, our favorite. Wall off here, coming down here. Now, this is gonna be interesting. How does he plan on? We have a Roach Warren coming out again as well. Both players getting the Roach Warren down. Now, a Roach is getting that +1 upgrade a little bit sooner. And he did scout that there would be a lot of aggression. This is a nice little move here with these lings actually to move out, because now he's forced the wall off. And he's forced at least 2 drones in that spine crawler. Let's see what the timing of this is going to be. This Overlord is going to get in here and get a nice spot. Did he see the Roach Warren? Yeah, okay, he definitely saw the Roach Warren. Which is key. Like, you need to be able to see that Roach Warren to know what you're up against. I think now he's kind of realized he's a little bit much safer spot. He can kind of get his own upgrade started. We have 2 Evoch coming out here, which means upgrades will be about on par with each other. Is there a lair started? Lair is on the way. Alright, so 2 base Roach against 2 base Roach. The scouting ling getting out there to make sure there's no sneaky bases on the map. Third base is going down here. I think he actually missed, yeah. Unless he saw that, you know, drone go by before that ling died, then he's definitely going to miss that third base being down where it's at. Unless this guy here decides to run up in there. Another Overlord being sacrificed, getting the scout. He will see, actually, he will see that third base.
Swarm is under siege.
Using that Dahaka voice. What is Axis using? I like to hear, you know, see what kind of voices people pick. Like, I have an Abathur. I'm gonna follow Axis's view here for a little bit. See if I can do the Overlords right now? Nope, he is gonna be supply cap. Let's start up a couple spores. Free up a little bit of that supply, a couple more roaches, an extractor coming down. Alright, so he is basically, you know, just teching up. He's going up the 3 base. I would like to know if he knows anything about his opponent. This here. No, he isn't going to be able to see this 3 base. So again, yeah, both players shaking hands, playing the Roach game. It's kind of funny how this goes. Like, both players just taking it slow. For the time being. Axis is on, or Arioch is on 1-1. His upgrades are done. Because he does have an upgrade advantage right now. But due to not having that roach speed just yet... Actually, he's hitting Overlord speed. Okay. Alright, so let's see what happens here, guys. So, like, I'm really curious to see when this move out is going to happen, because right now, in this situation, both players are on equal upgrades. We have +1... Okay, I was going to say, he started out +1 melee. Is he going to go into, like, a mass sling flood here? That'd be a very interesting way to, you know, handle this. He gets a few roaches out and then, like, busts out a whole bunch of lings. He is. He's getting 20 lings, but he's not getting his +1 melee. That is a very interesting decision. 26 lings on the way. It looks like he is going to use these lings to be super aggressive out of the gate. I should say out of the gate. It's about 7 minutes. 7 minutes, 30 seconds out of the gate. Alright, we're past that point. Alright, so drone count is about equal. Army supply heavily in favor of Axis. I think at this point he's figured out what he needs to do. But what makes this funny is both players are just trying to max out as fast as they can. I understand ZVZ is a scary matchup in the sense, like, if I make too many drones here, I'm gonna lose because I didn't make army. But I think in this, you know, in this odd sense, both players just maxing out on army on 47 drones is gonna make this a very interesting game. Because usually about 6 minutes is like the absolute minimum. 8 is like the maximum time you want to have before you hit 50, like 60 drones at least. I say 60 because I think 60 is a solid number. Zerg is obviously supposed to have like around like 70, 80 drones, but 60 is definitely a solid number for this type of game in this level. So, and yes, I am also platinum, so that's why I say 60. Full scout coming out here. Picks off that changeling. Nothing's really changed on either side of the map, except we have a 4th base on the way for our red Zerg player in the southeast corner of the map. Macro games. Fueling is getting cleaned up here. There we go. Here comes the move out. 2-2 is going to finish up about the time he gets there, but here's the thing. He needs to get as much damage as he can done. Axis with a massive army supply lead here. Making his way across the map. He's on creep of his opponent. His opponent knows it. He's going to try for that wrap around with the lings and the roaches. But will it be in time? Here he goes. It's muscling right up the ramp. Getting on top of his roach army. But, what is he... Like, half his army isn't even in this fight. It's 0-0 lings, but it's like not here. The roach lord is gonna go down. The roaches on the high ground get cleaned up. The roaches in this morphing are gonna get cleaned up. Drones are falling. There's fire everywhere. Look at that fire. There's fire here, fire there, fire on that Evo chamber. The wall is down. And they're making their way in to that natural base. The 3rd has ended up falling. Some banelings making their way into the natural! Ah! Alright. Alright. Yep. More drones falling. A roach getting caught heavily off guard as the reinforcements make their way across the map for Axis. It looks like Axis will shortly be tying this game up as a last-ditch effort on the lings comes out. Hoping to any extent that these lings manage to clean it up. Manage to solve all the problems. Get 30 drone kills. And even this game out. But with that back, it won't happen. There's still one base in the north. There's the GG Wolfpack coming out, tying the series up. What a piece. Let's go hop in to our last game in this best of 3 and see who comes out on top. And we are right back into it. Are you guys ready for game number 3? This time spawning into the top left-hand corner. The red Zerg pieces from AB. He is Arioch. I hope I pronounced your name right, man. If you're in the chat, I apologize if I butchered it. Arioch or Arioch. I don't know how to pronounce that, man. That's a tough one. And in the bottom right-hand corner, this one I do know. Here's the orange Zerg pieces of Axis. And he's opening up with a very fast hatchery here. What is that? 13 hatch, 14 gas, 13 cool. Now getting that hatchery down this early means it will be up. Unless you're playing me. I mean, what? Who said that? Oh man, here we go. Here we go. It's also good to note how these overlords come out. If you ever want to pay attention to overlord pathing, you should always pay attention to overlord pathing. This will give you about a good idea of how you can sneak units out. Alright, see ya. Karov's Junction, guys. Well, a map that's going to be around probably for, you know, this might be the last season it's around. We might see it get rotated out. It's a pretty solid map. I definitely enjoyed it. I love the natural wall here. And this little choke, this open choke. You can knock these rocks down, open up the map a little bit. This one here as well that used to be here. Another map had it kind of similar like this. I think it's still in the rotation too. Okay, so this hatchery finishes up first. He's making lings. Will he be aggressive with these lings? Metabolic boost is not out yet. 10 lings on the map. I feel if you're going to make this many lings, you have to be aggressive. Okay, where are they spotted? I think they were definitely spotted. This covers so much vision. They were definitely spotted. Yes and no. Yep, there we go. Spine crawlers are coming down. And it should be all you need to actually hold this. Queens and spine crawlers. The queens tucked in behind these spine crawlers. The lings are going to get surrounded. They're not getting the best surface area on this queen, and they will get cleaned up. There we go. More lings are on the way. Speed was started incredibly late. They're actually going home now. They decided they didn't want to come out to play either. They didn't like the bullies on the other side of the map. Okay, he canceled the 2 spine crawlers. He kept 1. I like the idea of keeping 1. It's fair. In case your opponent decides to get cheeky here and, you know, do something crazy. Roach Warren on the way. This is actually a really quick Roach Ward. There's no wall up here, but it will end up getting scouted here. Which this should be a very big queue. Alright, at this point, if you don't stop making lings and you just attack, after this overlord drops, after this overlord is gone, if you just make lings and attack, here we go. We should see it happen. Bailing this is on the way. 10 more lings are coming out. And the attack has begun. He's getting our queen on the other side of the map. There's nothing but drones and their natural to defend themselves. And they too shall end up falling as they try to use tackle. There we go. Bailey's gonna just morph right on the front door. Oh my gosh, a GG coming out immediately. And a Roach will take this series 2-1. Solid games. Solid games. This, yeah. I'll take it. Guys, it's Magi signing off for now. I will be back with more JSL Origins for this week. And we'll try to keep the Monday After Show rolling. This is what we'll call this segment. It's the Monday After Show.